Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be having a look at some mixed fleet combat once again, and also doing a few things that some commentators have posted on and noticed in the videos, and a few ideas that they've come up with. So we're testing off first what I ended off the last video with, the last fleet combat meta, which is the battleships, kinetic artillery with focused arc emitter, one shield, mostly armor, with two living reactive armor to take out some of the armor penetration of some weapons. With that, we've also got cruisers. So we've got our neutron launchers. So we've got the kinetic artillery and the battleships to hit shields, neutron launchers to hit the armor, and the marauder missiles just to provide some long-range firepower, as we are both staying at artillery range. Mostly armor, a little bit of shields, and afterburners so that we can try and stay at artillery range, kite around whoever's trying to fight us. On the opposing side, we've got battleships, but we've got an anti-armor setup on our battleships rather than anti-shields, because this fleet is mostly armor. So we're going to go mostly anti-armor, the Tachyon Lance, the plasma, large plasma weapons, because they're about the largest anti-armor weapon, standard anti-armor weapon you can get. You could also try a mix of plasma and laser, but plasma does offer the bit better percentage damage of 100% armor damage and plus 50% damage to hull. Now I've done a split between the shields and armor for this ship design, so it makes a bit of an even fight because they've got shields and armor weapons, so they should hit both of these. So they should have to go through both before they can get to the hull, and a bit of extra speed so we can try and catch this fleet so we can get in range of our large plasma weapons, because they are only 80 range. The only problem is they do have a minimum range of 45. We are using line combat computers so that we can close in and use our plasmas, and we don't stay at range for the Tachyon Lancers, which are 150 range. We want to close in, use our weapons, because these guys are also artillery, so they'll try and stay away. So we want to close in the medium distance so we can use our main anti-armor weapons, hopefully. All right, let's see how this engagement goes. Okay, off we go. So you can see attacking lancers, focused arc emitters firing on both sides quite clearly. 49 versus 50. Lost a few cruisers. Battleship down. So they are targeting the cruisers first by the look of it. You can see they are getting range now. The plasmas are firing. They're doing a good job at staying at that medium distance. That's quite good. It's pretty. Oh, it was dead even there for a second. 40k each. So I think they're being a bit more effective at kiting away by the look of it. Those battleships are staying a little bit further away. Out to the plasma. The cruisers are getting hammered. You can just see their shields and armor a bit further down, and their hull. Look how much their hull's down. Let's just pause this for a sec. Let's check the damage. So yeah, Tachyon Lancers are being very effective. Large plasmas, they're doing pretty good as well. And the neutron launchers, they're doing really well. To damage to armor, still the Tachyon Lancers, large plasma, yeah, neutron launchers, which is what you'd expect. I'm surprised by just how much damage the large plasmas are doing. That's good. That means they're working as intended. That's the multiplicative damage that I think is just keeping this guys in the fight. On the cruisers, still pretty close. Oh, they just collapsed a little bit then. Their hull's getting so low, so when those torpedoes come in, it just takes them out of the fight. Yeah. So it's certainly closer than the last battle, but still, these guys have just got too much firepower, too much. If this calculated the true firepower at the start of a battle, because it's got torpedoes in it, it doesn't count that multiplicative effect of those 3 neutron launchers per cruiser. So that's 60 across the fleet, firing and hitting that fleet. So it only calculates its base damage rate, not its multiplicative damage of hitting battleships, which is up to, I think it's, was it 200% for destroyers, and 300 would be 400%. I think it's 400 or 500%. I can't remember now. It's been so long since I looked at it. So that is a win for the mixed fleet there, for cruisers and battleships, and that's why this is such a strong combination, because it uses that multiplicative damage, uses the twin effects, anti-armor ship design, and then an anti-shield ship design as well. And this has got the benefits of going through both shields and armor to do direct damage to the hull, and that's probably why the armor, the hull on the that battleship fleet was down so low, because this was going straight through and hitting the hull. So when the torpedoes got through the armor and hit the hull, they were just killing those battleships faster because they already had a lot of damage to the hull. That's why the focused arc emitters are good, as you've got all three working really in synergy. So you don't have to wait until you finally get through the armor to start doing damage to the hull. These guys are already doing damage to the hull. So when the other weapons finally get whittled down that armor, the hull's ready to be destroyed, and you're killing those ships quite quick, and that's what happened in that battle. So that was quite good. How many ships did we lose all up? So they lost 9 battleships. So we lost 4 battleships and 12 cruisers. So to repair that fleet would be 20,000 alloys. And to repair this fleet, there's no shipyard available. That's because it's still in retreat. So 9 battleships. Let's look at the cost of that one. Anti-armor battleship. So they're 1,500 each. So that's what, 9, that's about 13,500, 14,000 alloys. So I guess you could argue that's a win in terms of alloy loss, that the other fleet didn't lose as much as in terms of alloys, and that's because your cruisers, they're quite expensive. Let's have a look at the cost of a cruiser. Because the energy, I call them energy torpedoes, but the neutron launchers, they're not cheap. They're 114 each of alloys. They use a lot of power as well. We look at the missiles, are just 22 alloys, and if we looked at the cost of a kinetic artillery, that's 114 as well. So I guess that's quite pricey. So why is that? What's the total cost? You know, it's 1,000 alloys. So it's 875 for a carrier, 936 for artillery. Yeah, so about 150 alloys more expensive than the next sort of, than the artillery and the carrier one. They're over 200 alloys more expensive. So you can see, probably it could be the armor as well. The armor is more expensive than shields. You can see the cost of shields, 22 versus 44 for armor. So having all armor can be more expensive as well. All right, let's move on to the next fight. In this battle, we've got our mixed fleet that we used in the last video as well, which is a mix of corvettes. We've got 26 corvettes each with a split of flak and PD class using disruptors, which is this design here. Oh, sorry, that's not disruptors. Autocannon and plasma. That's what we were using, because we wanted to try out the autocannons and plasma, and that's what I was doing, the mix between shields and armor penetration, so or armor damage rather, and mixing it with flak and also a PD point defense design with the armor and afterburners. We had a destroyer with a mix of autocannons and plasma as well, and a mix of armor, one shield, afterburners, and a destroyer. Our cruisers are the same ones we used in the previous battle, energy torpedoes to go through the armor, smash the armor up, and these are our artillery battleships that we used previously. Opposing that side, we've got our anti-armor battleships we've used in the last battle. So we've got a lot of anti-armor ability here, which should counter most of those ships designs pretty well. It'll just be if the large plasmas can target the smaller ships. It's only got 5% tracking and 80% accuracy, and it does have a minimum firing range of 45 to 80, so it may not work very well. We might be better off using lasers, but we'll give this a go because some people have requested to see more energy based, so it might be better having a lasers on this to combat a mixed fleet, but we'll test both out. We'll see. So we've lost a couple of battleships already. 3 battleships down. Anything we've lost there, we've lost about 5, lost 6 cruisers. They're targeting the cruisers effectively. They seem to be doing all right. Wow. The plasma's doing really well. So far, let's just pause this for a second. So we've lost 4 battleships. We've lost all of our cruisers. They're gone. We had 10. We had 8 battleships to start with, so we've lost half of 50% already. We had 15 destroyers. We've lost all of them. The only thing which really hasn't been hit much is our corvettes yet, and they've only lost 6 battleships. Ouch. They've lost 12, down 12 battleships now, but it's still relatively one-sided. Yeah, elections, who cares? They lost another battleship. It was the fleet's nearly done. Wow. They've killed our fleet, like literally killed it to the ship, just about. That one ship escaped. One ship escaped. That was a retreated fleet. So I think it was one battleship that was left there at the end. So that was brutal. They absolutely slaughtered our fleet. That was nuts. I was not expecting that result. So that was the plasma doing that. It was absolutely ripping the armor to shreds, and the 50% armor hull damage. So that was very, very effective. And then plus the Tachyon Lancers doing the same thing. So once they got in the range, they just shredded our fleet. Those plasmas were just brutal. Wow. I was not expecting that to be so effective like that. So how would you counter a build like that if you had a mixed fleet? So you've got a mix of armor and shields. So you can't go all kinetic because it's you got to face the armor as well. They got the speed to keep up the fleet as well. That's probably the problem. They outpaced the other fleet because our other designs were. Our cruisers were fast, but they got nailed as well. So it must have been the Tachyon Lancers probably nailed them because they don't have much shields. Yeah, so the only thing you could do is increase your shields, because then it might be a fairer fight. Because this is built, the other fleet's built for all our armor, and they did have a mixed fleet of shields and armor. So I might just change into shields and armor and see if we get the same result. So in this battle, what I've changed up is I added some shields into most of the ship designs, and I also took out the armor hardness and put some afterburners on there just to give us a little bit more speed and evasion, to see if that will help a little bit. The cruisers had some shields added, and to get the extra shields in, because we're using energy torps, I had to add a reactor booster in there, and I got rid of one of the afterburners, which I think would affect us too much because I thought the extra shields would be more beneficial. I got as much shields as I could on the destroyers, and the corvettes have just got 1 shield each. It's only real change. No change to our armor type battleships. So we'll see if this is as strong against a fleet which has more shields. I suspect it'll do significantly worse because of the shields are now balanced, and these guys don't have any kinetic shields. So we'll just see how effective it actually is. See, already they've lost 5 destroyers to 11. No cruisers though yet, or battleships. They've lost 3 battleships. So you can see the shields are already helping a fair bit. They've lost a battleship there now. Most of the destroyers are getting hit. 2 battleships. It's pretty even still. I can see they've been hurt a bit now. The next volley of torpedoes. Yeah, that's just tipping the other way now as they are struggling to get through their shields, and their shields, you can see their shields are down, and that's because of the kinetic batteries and stuff on this fleet versus this fleet. So yeah, doing those minor changes tip the scales back in favour, which is what I expected. I did expect that. Okay, so the losses in that fleet, well, they lost half the battleships versus, yeah, really half our destroyers, a cruiser, a couple of battleships. So yeah, it's a very effective counter. So if you come up against someone using all of energy type weapons, that's what you do. You just add your shields basically back in if you're going an all armor build, because you're leaving yourself open to anti-armor builds. And that's why I generally always include, when you see my anti-armor builds, at least 1 shields, because it will show an energy bar across there. And unless they've got good intel on you, they won't know how much shields you've actually got, but they see there's a shield there. But if you don't have any shields, there won't be a shield bar, it'll just be armor. So they know you're running all anti-armor, all armor, so they know to go laser plasma on you. Oops, need a drink of coffee here. But what I liked about that plasma design is the damage it did. It didn't just beat the other fleet, it wiped it out, meaning it was a total alloy loss except for 1 battleship. Massive losses compared to what it took. So if you want to really obliterate the enemy, plasmas are just butchers. The butchers of Stellaris. That was dreadful. I'll have to test this out a little bit more. I wonder, just wondering how a mix of plasma battleships and kinetic battleships would go versus that same fleet. That would be interesting. Okay, so for this fight, we've got our same mixed fleet. I won't go through showing all the designs again. It's exactly the same. There's no change in it. The split is exactly the same as the previous fight. This time what we've got is a mix of anti-armor battleships, same as last time. And to help, we've got our artillery battleships, kinetic artillery and focused arc emitters. So the same battleships we've used in our previous battles. So this one's got a split of anti-shield, anti-armor, 20 battleships versus the mixed fleet. Let's see who comes in on top.
Engaging enemy fleet.
Both sides taking early losses. The battleship down. We've lost a battleship, couple destroyers. Losing a few cruisers now. Another battleship. So far, the mixed fleet seems to be doing better. So far, that is. It's just that mix of plasma and the kinetics. It's really brutalizing this fleet. Hang on, that's pretty one-sided now. Let's have a look at this damage. Focused arc. See, look at that large plasma way up there again. Ahead of the kinetic artillery, yeah, because that's not as efficient. Tachyon land, even in front of tachyon lands. And damage to army tachyon lands, obviously, and then the large plasma second. So the large plasma is second for hull and armor, which you'd expect because of the bonuses, and that's what's driving us so effectiveness. And kinetic artillery, yeah, is pounding down those shields. And you can see the autocannons there are doing a good job too, coming in second and third. See the shields are down on both. Let's see what their losses. So they've lost all of their destroyers. Down to 2 battleships, 3 cruisers. Some ships are managed to retreat. They're taking more losses now, the battleships. Probably the corvettes. They're struggling to hit the corvettes. Could be a long battle. Yeah, it's those remaining ships that are hard for them to hit with the larger weapons. Let's speed this up. See how we go. Oh, 9k. Let's do 7, 8, 13. Ooh. 10. Oh, so this is really evening out. It's a really even fight now. This is where the mixed fleets maybe get a bit of an advantage where they just can't target them. Although they are slightly whittling them down. Just got so much hull strength. But they only need to lose one ship because they've only got a few left. Do you see that? There's probably only, what have we got? One ship left, is it? Or two ships? Two ships left as well. There's one over there. It just takes a while to get through that armour. The world's longest battle, this. Just shows how even it is. So he's there into his armour there. They just need a good shot of the focused arc emitters. This is a long battle. There's only 2k left, but these battleships go there. They're just not doing enough damage now. Their shields are regenerating faster than they can damage them. Yeah, same there. So the battle's over. Let's just speed this up. Okay, that's a retreated fleet. So you can see that was a very close battle. So that was really good, actually. The mixed fleet of battleships beat the overall mixed fleet, but it was very, very close. And I think I've got a way to maybe tip the scales back in favour of the mixed fleet. So the losses there, we lost 8 battleships, and they lost pretty much everything. Once again, the plasma just rips into the enemy. So I guess that shows, just use plasma, include plasmas in your fleet designs. It just shows how effective it is overall. Actually, like doing crippling losses to an enemy in a battle and war, making sure they can't recover unless they manually retreat, of course. For this battle, the only change I made to this multiple mixed fleet here was the destroyers. I wanted to see if we can make the destroyers more effective because they seem to be dying quickly. So I thought, let's change it up to an artillery destroyer. I had a large artillery in, a couple missile batteries. It is all armour, anti-armour. I haven't changed the armour, but we are artillery combat computers. So we'll see how that goes. I probably should have put mixed shield in there, but we'll leave that for this purpose of this battle. And this is our mixed artillery and kinetic artillery plasma battleship fleet, and that's just all our same designs again with artillery battleships, neutron launcher torpedoes, point defense, flak destroyers with autocannons and plasma as well. So let's see if the kinetic destroyers turn the tides on this fleet.
Engaging enemy fleet.
Lost a couple of destroyers, 3 destroyers. Seem to be taking more damage this time. Shields seem to be going down faster, which is good. So we've lost a third of our destroyers, lost 3 battleships, half our cruisers. Ugh. Seems to be worse. Ouch. We lost 4 battleships. Nearly all our destroyers are gone again. Oh, the destroyers just love to die. They just seem to be targeting them. Ah, this battle's over. So no, that was even worse using the kinetic destroyers. Wow, I didn't think that would happen. That was just a butcher. It's retreated fleet. Okay, so that was no good. So this fleet is very effective. A mix of battleships and artillery and kinetic battleships. Probably one thing is probably good to try out as well is having a trying all 3 of the X-Lot weapons in the one fleet. Giga cannons, tachyon lance, focused arc emitters. You could have three ship designs in there. You could have maybe use these on your carrier battleships and have the Giga cannon on your kinetic battleships. So 3 different battleships in the one fleet. hitting the enemy. That should be pretty effective as well. Maybe I'll give that a quick try before I want to try one more fleet battle to end it off with as well. So 2 battles left. So for this fight, we've got our mixed fleet again. The only thing I did was add in the old plasma destroyers again, rather than the artillery destroyers that didn't seem to do very good. So autocannons and plasma. It's probably because they didn't have shields as well. I have to add that in there, but they died so fast it was irrelevant. So what I've done is I've put 4 battleship designs in here, and I'll just show you the fleet manager. So what I've got is the anti-armor battleships that we've used, the artillery battleships that we've previously used, and now I've added the same to both of these designs, but I've added a giga cannon for the artillery battleship instead of the focused arc emitter. I've added 4 of them, so we've still got 10 artillery battleships with the kinetic batteries. You can see here, kinetic batteries. Just changed the giga cannon, mix of shields and armor still, and we've got a giga cannon plasma battleship. There, same design, so it gives us 10 plasma battleships, 10 anti-armor battleships, and 10 anti-shield battleships. Really, with just different giga cannons. There will be 8 battleships with giga cannons, 6 with focused arc emitters, and 6 with tachyon lancers. So it's just how the split works. So it's just showing how different battleship designs can work together. We'll see how effective this is, and if the giga cannon with its shield bonuses adds anything to the fight or not, or it makes it worse, because some people were asking about different battleships designs as well. So, and I always like to use multiple battleship designs as well. So let's see how this goes. See all the different X-class, X-slot weapons firing here. Now plasmas are going in. It's relatively even. They've lost more, losing more ships, smaller ships, but some have retreated there. There we go. Actually, 1 ship destroyed. Actually, we're losing quite a few now. Oh, it's evened up. Oh, so we might lose this one because of the giga cannons. Giga cannons don't seem to be as effective, maybe. A bit of a stalemate at the moment. Okay, the battleships are pulled ahead a little bit. It's harder for them to destroy the battleships because there's just so few ships left now. And they seem to be targeting this one here, trying to whittle down his armor. And these ships are all just firing at range, and they're just sort of flying around the middle, targeting this one mostly. You can see them flying in the range, but they're not. How does the damage? Okay, they killed that one now. Now they're going after these ones, so they're just trying to. It just takes so long to kill one battleship due to the shields and armor. Oh, another one retreated. So they are targeting a few different ones. Ooh, leveled up again. So it's another one of those stalemate battles. You can just see how using the giga cannons has leveled the playing field. So I guess don't use giga cannons, because these other fights were a lot more one-sided typically. Still targeting this one. It's going to take ages. Oh, that one's nearly dead. There you go. The battle shifted in favour again. This one's going down slowly. There we go, down to 6. That one's dead. 2 battleships remaining now, targeting this one. Ooh, that's nice. Leader's leveled up. The battleships are slowly killing this fleet again. They just haven't got enough firepower. Yeah, they can't get through their shields. Shields keep regenerating faster than they can really kill it, really. See that? See, it's regenning. Bang. Get it down, and then I'll regen again. Do a little bit of damage, so yeah. I've got this on fast as well. Let's put it fastest. Aerial ping pong, space ping pong. So it shows you the fleets. We've had quite a few relatively balanced or even fleets this game. Of this test series. So yeah, they lost 2, 4, 6, 8, and they were just nearly wiped out again because of the plasmas. So, but yeah, so definitely worked better with the Tachyon Lance and focused arc emitter and not the Giga Cannon. Okay, I just want to do one more quick test because for a final battle to see. I just want to test this. It's just a fun thing to test. So this battle is just a Corvette slugfest. We want to see which Corvette will prevail. So this one we've got a mix of Disruptor Corvettes with point defense and also flak. So down here somewhere, and flak, armor, shields, afterburners, swarm combat computers. This side we've got our other Corvettes with a mix of autocannons, plasma, and point defense and flak, and a mix of armor, shields, afterburners, and combat computers. We'll see down here. So both sides have equal number of flak and PD, exactly the same armor, same shields, afterburners, all that type of stuff, same combat computers. The only difference is it's 2 disruptors versus an autocannon and plasma. So we'll see if the bypass weapons on the disruptors are better, which they probably are, versus the autocannons and plasma. I will be surprised if the autocannons and plasma win, although what we've seen from plasma tonight, maybe not. So this is going to be interesting. I've always thought disruptors are better. Let's find out.
Engaging enemy fleet.
It's a big melee. Okay. Yeah. So the disruptors are absolutely slaughtering. Oh, they got wasted. There you go. So I was right. The disruptors just absolutely wasted the other fleet. They got out of there. They lost 2 Corvettes. 2? No, 12 Corvettes. Hard to see them. Let's have a look at the losses here. So they lost 50%, exactly 80. And they lost 12. That's crazy. Is it 12? 3? Yeah, 9, 12. Yeah, that's right, 12. So one side lost 80, one side lost 12 Corvettes. So there you go. So disruptors on your Corvettes, your smaller ships, are absolute killers when you're fighting other smaller ships, that is. So early game, disruptors are killers as well. Even on your cruisers, which I've done up about videos and stuff about as well. So that'll be it for today. If you do like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos of that, support my channel, subscribe to it and stuff. And I've got memberships and other things there, and Patreon and all that if you want to help my channel out. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.